Welcome to J2D Driver, and today we are going to be interviewing Elaine Larsen. I'm interviewing Elaine Larsen, who is a jet dragster driver. Say hi.
Hey guys, my name is Elaine Larson and I'm the driver of the Florida Tech Jet Dragster.
First question is, what got you started into racing?
My husband got me started into racing. He took me to the racetrack my very first time when I was only 16 years old. I saw it, I loved it, and I thought one day I'm going to be driving one of these. Now it took me a while, but eventually I started out super gas racing in a 1975 Chevy Vega. I wanted to go faster, and 20 years later, here I am in a jet dragster.
What's your best advice to get sponsors? Because I have a couple, but you...
It's hard to get sponsors. You know, my best advice is to just show them the value. So, you know, I have Florida Tech, for example,
yeah.
right? And so we have to show them that we're going to go out and we're going to represent their brand correctly. We're going to go out and recruit students. We also have the House of Color Jet Dragster. And so we go out and we represent this beautiful House of Color Dragster, and it's beautiful paint. And so what we do is we try to represent the brand and show them that they're getting a return on investment. But we also try to bring them into drag racing, because not only could they sponsor us, maybe they could sponsor you and a junior.
What's your favorite part of being a jet driver?
You know, my favorite part is when we fire the cars up and you look into the audience and then the fans and you see the fireballs light and you see everyone going, yes! And then you start doing those pops and you see people just cheering. That's my favorite part, is on the starting line when I can look out and I can see the fans and I get a reaction. But let me tell you, when you're going really fast and about 1,000 foot, this jet engine kicks in, woo! It'll blow your eyeballs back. It's pretty cool.
Have you ever raced any other cars, and how did it compare to a jet dragster?
I have. I raced a super gas car, but that was a 1975 Chevy Vega. That was gnarly, man, because she used to do like a burnout and she'd launch and she'd go back on her rear tires, and so I'd do a big old wheel stand. I'm like, okay, and come back down. Totally different experience.
Were those fun, scary? Like what were they?
It was fun, but it was also scary because you had to make sure that you kept the steering wheel straight. So I always had a piece of tape there, so I would always know where center was. So when I came back down from the wheel stand, I would go right, and you didn't want to land her down hard, so she'd bounce and break something.
And also, you don't want to be torn.
You don't want to turn.
Yeah,
it's scary sometimes. But you know what? There's nothing that can compare to a jet car, just because of the speed and the acceleration is just awesome.
But are you ever worried that's going to blow up?
I'm never worried it's going to blow up. I'm worried that I'm going to do something silly. You know, like I'm not going to be perfect. Every time I go out there, I know I have a lot of expectations to be perfect. Did you ever feel that way?
Yeah, that's what I felt this year, because I just won the world championship.
It's hard,
and everyone
isn't
was watching me. Yeah.
Everyone's watching you. So I'm never scared of the car. I'm scared of not being perfect. And so I just have to go out there and say, you know what, Elaine, you're never going to be perfect all the time. Just go out there and do your best.
Yeah, because like in the beginning of the season I wasn't doing good, and that just made it even worse.
Oh no, and everyone's like, what happened? You were you weren't that great. It was just a fluke. You know, maybe you weren't really a world champion. Yeah. It's hard.
How does it feel when you launch the...
When you launch, oh my goodness, it's so fast. You're 0 to 100 in a little over a second, so you go from eyeballs like standing still to eyeballs back in your head. But you can't go blurry to blurry because you got to be focused on where the finish line is. So as soon as you think you're there, you got to be focused out a little further. It's an awesome, awesome feeling. The first time you light the burner though, oh my goodness, it's so scary because you don't know what it's going to feel like, but it is so awesome.
Yeah, so did you say it got blurry in the car?
You get blurry. So, and the other thing, it actually gets really small, and sometimes you're like, I can kind of see the finish line, but sometimes it's hard.
Got it. So do you just like look at the scoreboards?
I can't. You can't see up. You're plastered back in that car so far. You're pulling about anywhere between 3.5 to 4 Gs when you're hitting the finish line. So your head's plastered back. So you're looking at the cones on the track because you can only see eye level. So you go through and you'll see the 660, where's where you shut off, and then you're going to the 1,000 foot. And when I start seeing the mile-an-hour marker for the finish line, I pull the throttle and the parachute. And by the time I'm through the mile marker, the parachute's out and you're over.
If you could have one street car and one modification, what would it be?
My street car, I love Corvettes, so I'd probably get a
me
C8
too, that's
Corvette.
my favorite car.
Yeah, see, I knew we liked each other for a reason. I'd probably, I don't know if I would modify the C8 because I haven't seen it, so I want to see, yeah.
That's my dream car.
It is?
Yeah.
What color would you get?
Black.
Me too. Dang, you can't get yours before mine. I'm already 16. Come on now. I have a C7 though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You ready for it?
Huh?
It's a grand sport. It's pretty fast. It's gray with red seats.
Did you see the new Corvette that they made?
Yeah. Yeah, it's lit. I want one, but it's like too many Benjamins, man. It takes too much money. It's going to take away from my racing fund. Got to keep racing first. Got to win more races.
What's your best race story?
You know what? You said my best race story, and the one that meant the most to me was the first time that my son was my crew chief, and he buckled me in the car, and it felt like it was full circle, because it was something that I love to do with my family there, and my son loved doing it, and it was like, dang, he's keeping his mama safe, and I thought that was pretty cool.
What's your best advice for someone just starting racing or just about to start racing?
I think there's a little bit different. If you're just about to start racing, go out and find a team that you would like to achieve to be like, and go ask them if you can shadow them and see what they're doing that's right. And someone who's already into racing, if they're at a level here and they want to step up and get a little bit better, do the same thing. So like, what's your dream race car? Like
Pro Boost.
Pro Boost. So you find someone running Pro Boost and say, hey, show me how you got where you're at. So I think that's the best advice. Find someone who you would like to be like, and then
I just interviewed a Pro Boost someone, so.
See, there you go. And I think that's cool. So we get a lot of people. Josette met me at the Gator Nationals, and she said, what does it take to be you? And I said, well, come to my shop and I'll show you. It took a few years, but you know what? She finally got to the shop, she finally got a job, and now she's racing one of my race cars. Pretty cool.
Yeah.